Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This lovely lady is Ann Pinkava. And guys in the chat, we're not that late. Haven't you ever come to one of our shows before?
Only 6 minutes. We're only
I
6 minutes.
know. Usually, often, it's much more than that. But thanks for hanging out in the chat and contemplating the beautiful yarn I threw up as a picture. That's from Revolution Yarn. She was putting out some new colorways. I like her colorways. I do buy from her more often than I should. So, hey, shout out to Melanie and her pretty yarn. But we have another shout out.
We do.
Because we got Chicken Lady. Because her yarn is also beautiful.
I know. There's so much pretty yarn in the world.
I know. And not enough time to knit. But I got something to say about that once we talk about Chicken Lady's yarn. So.
Okay. Well, Chicken Ladies. First off, hang on. I have stuff everywhere. I'm so glad you cannot see this desk. Anyways, Chicken Ladies yarn. It is beautiful. This is Ghoulish Eve, which is light reactive, and I don't have a black light to show it off, but it's very pretty. The winner of this yarn, because this was December's giveaway, is actually Texas Sheep Lady, who's in chat. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
So glad.
Yes, awesome.
Get me your address at politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com, and we'll send this to you. And also get you a blocked magazine calendar, because we got a fat stack of those, which is very exciting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. That's fun.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Cool.
Anyways, it's got all these lovely people, including ourselves, in it.
We are in it. I don't know how lovely that part of it is, but hey, you get one whether you wanted one or not. So
that's right. You have to look at us. You have to look at us. No, you're all good.
And you're going to enjoy it. Thank you very much.
You're going to have a great time with this. But anyways.
So
is that other yarn from Chicken Lady? I don't know if she's sold it yet, but she only has 1 DK left of the Knit Long and Prosper. Very nice. And yes, it's very lovely. And our December Knit Long and Prosper winner is Amy of Two Sisters and Some Yarn. So congratulations.
So, hey, congratulations.
Yes, or also.
I think I saw that she used some of that yarn.
I think I saw that
to make some socks, and they turned out super cute, because like the heels, toes, and cuffs, I think she used all the colors for them, and then the speckle for the main part, very cute.
Yeah, her husband's a big Star Trek nerd, so I forget if she said, but it's likely that. But yes. Get this for yourself if you haven't already. It's very lovely, and her colors are so spot on. I love how vintage bright these are. They're absolutely perfect.
They're the colors.
Old-timey Star Trek. Anyways, our code. I haven't even said chickenlady5arts.com. Our code for January is PIK Benedict, like Eggs Benedict. She is keeping up with the bird theme this year because there's so many pretty birds in her yarns.
Yep.
And it is 20% off your order of $50 or more going into the new year. So check it out. She has some last chance yarns there, which the code also applies to. We have the socks done by Mr. Chicken Lady that are done to your size, how long you want the cuffs in the different colors. You can choose them, or you can even have your own yarn sent in if you're feeling it.
It's very nice. Every time you show those off, it reminds me that I don't remember where I put mine, and then I always think, oh, I need to go find them when we get off. Do you ever think I remember by the time this is done? Never once. And then the next time we do it, and I think the same thing, and it never happens.
See, whenever I grab
them, socks.
I know whenever I grab them, I'm like, ooh, I want to put them on, and then I say to myself, yeah, but then once you wear them, already used are never as nice to show off on the internet. Though, I mean, like, these are nice socks. They're going to be hardy, but still, like.
I guess it depends on what corner of the internet you're on.
Well. Not
Sorry,
out
it's late here. This is
of
I will shut up.
You're all good.
So,
Anyways,
don't forget to check out
PIK
Chicken
Benedict.
Lady. Benedict.
Benedict. PIK
Like
Benedict.
Benedict Arnold or Eggs Benedict. Yes. So,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
yeah, that guy too. The cummerbund guy. So it's
Yeah.
all good. Wonderful. So, what you been up to?
And me?
Did you have
Well,
good vacation weeks, times, things,
yeah.
stuff?
I had a very happy Christmas time,
Good.
holiday delights, fun times. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh, look it. Um, I sent yarn to Mr. Chicken Lady, and he sent back 4 handsome pairs of socks that my son said fit perfectly. So there you go, guys. Testimonial, because they've actually remembered to wear their socks. So there you go. It's nice. So,
yeah, and then I finished them and I didn't even show them off. I gave them right away. But I finished the Memento Mori gloves for my brother,
mhm. Did he
and
love them?
he did. He did. He
Yeah,
thought they were pretty awesome.
good.
And you know my face when I giggle about things? It is the
Hmm.
same face. But he's just like, it's got skulls on it.
Isn't it funny? I have a brother also, and the older we get, the more alike we are, and the more we look alike, and there's something a little bit creepy about it.
Mhm.
But like, we stand next to each other, and I like to wear my hair kind of, back in my braids, and he's bald, and we really, really look alike. It's creepy.
Oh no.
Minus the facial hair, I hope. Cassie says your gloves turned out so cute. They did. If you want to see them, she's got them on Instagram. And if
Mhm.
it wasn't 9:45 at night, I would figure out how to show them to you guys, but I'm not right now.
You can see them.
Oh, Candy, if you're here or if you watch this later, I need you to email me. My computer's really messed up. So, hey, I need some help opening it to get a couple things off it. So,
Okay.
who's the ugly one? Yeah, I don't know. I look like a boy, so I guess it's a kind of a toss up.
Funny story. My brother once said that if he was a girl, he'd be the prettier sister. So surprisingly enough, I
That's
didn't
funny.
kill him, but he thought it was pretty funny. But
Um, Helen Angel says, speaking of Chicken Lady, I organized my yarn and she is definitely the majority, even more than Box Store. That's pretty impressive.
nice. And she has such pretty yarns too.
Yep. Yep, she does. So you finished your Memento Mori
Yeah,
gloves for your brother. That's nice.
I did. And I've been doing just even more of these quilt squares. I think 3 of these were done already.
Hmm.
But okay, so because it's 4 colors to each square, I'm just like, why do I keep going on to the next color set? I can just keep knitting the same 4 colors and then I can move on once that's done. So that's what I've been doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought that you liked changing the colors and that's why you were changing the colors.
I mean, yeah, but why not? So yeah, I've been knitting more of these.
Nice.
And yeah, so
Cool, cool.
so the upcoming Knitty McPurley retreat. Um, I know you're like, oh, I want to go.
In a
I know.
couple of years, though, we have a big thing planned, so I can't go, but in a couple of years, maybe I will be able to. But yes,
But yeah,
the big
so
Nitty
they're
McPrilly thing.
yeah, it's gonna be super fun. But the thing is, I signed up for all the classes, and then it's like, okay, here's your classes, and here's all your homework for the classes, and I'm like, wait, what? What are we doing?
Why we have homework?
Well, because like the classes we have, it's like steeking. So you already have to like knit a wool headband and then we'll cut it there. And then I'm like, oh, so I have to knit a wool headband then. And it's like different sock heels and toes. It's like, okay, so I have to get a little circle started twice. And then it's like, oh, with beads. I'm like, fantastic. They're like, please knit, this much row of fingering weight yarn. I'm like, okay, and I'll do that too. And
Yeah, so in theory, it sounds like a good idea, but knowing me, I don't know that I'd be that interested in taking any of the classes, so I don't know that it would be worthwhile.
so, oh, the classes are lovely. And like,
I'm sure that I'm not saying that the classes aren't lovely, but listening to you talk about like having to get ready for it and stuff, that's just way too much for my brain. So,
Mhm.
all right.
No, I get it. There's some other stuff too that I'm like, wait, I can do this before and that before. And then I'm like, let's just make sure we have enough clean socks and undies. Okay. Let's not like get crazy here. We're still
Yeah.
packing for a trip.
Yeah. When is it?
End of the month.
Okay. So that's what I thought, but the way you said that, I'm like, wait, you gotta go do laundry now? I didn't think it was that close.
No, not at all. But like just I'm like,
Yeah.
just like let's think of normal packing things. Let's not like get wild and
Yeah.
crazy here.
As a knitter, there's always it's always so hard packing, isn't it? Because you gotta bring the stuff.
I
Gotta bring
know.
all the stuff. Like when we go to on our trip, I'm gonna pack yarn, but we're gonna be walking around amusement parks all day. Do you think I'm gonna want to knit? No, I know this a month ahead of time, but guess what? I'm still gonna pack yarn because that's how it is. And
No.
everybody's like, "Oh, knit in the car," except that I get horrible motion sickness, and so probably I can't. Yeah, and sometimes my husband like wants me to drive or something. Like, what? What is that about?
Well, tell him to knit for you while you're going, so no time is lost.
He can knit, but it's full of hate.
Right.
So if that's the vibe you want for your project, then I guess it works. It's fine. Um, so anyway, that's my story about that.
No, so
Um,
yeah, I have to for that. I'm like, oh man, that's a lot of different bits of yarn and needles and stuff they have to bring along too. That's like
mhm,
mentally 4 different projects worth, plus whatever the heck I mean, let's be real here. This is what I'm
yeah,
bringing along. But still, if I was like thinking of other things, oh, I'm just going to keep rattling. I hope you don't mind.
go for it.
Because I got some new sweater patterns this week that are very
I've seen them.
pretty. I know.
And Cassie said, "See, this is how I think. You never know. You might have downtime. You always have to have a travel project, right?" So
No, totally. But
my husband drives because if I drive, there will be marital problems. He's a horrible backseat driver. Honestly, we usually drive it's almost 24 hours to get to where we usually go in Florida, but this year because we're going to Orlando, it's only 18 hours, which doesn't sound like that much of a difference, but it is. So I may
mhm,
not end up driving much because odds are he'll want to drive. We stop in North Carolina, so he'll want to drive the whole way to North Carolina, and then the next day's short. So hopefully I'll get out of it. And somebody told me that you can get motion sickness medicine from your doctor, like patches you can put on. Because if I'm going to be riding rides, me and my youngest, we both get really bad motion sickness. So they said,
mhm.
ask the doctor, they might be able to give you something. If that's the case, I will be able to knit in the car because I won't want to die or hurt someone. So that'd be great.
I know
But
you can get, I think you can get
oh,
like tablets. I don't know if you've tried them before though.
well, Claudia said get meclizine, which I actually have. It doesn't work super great for me though, but maybe if I get it from the doctor, it would be like a more proper dose as opposed to if I talk to the doctor, we'll see what she says. Anyway,
Yeah.
yep. So anyway,
Anyways, so if you may recall the orange sweater vest that I did before, the
hmm
open vest, which I really liked, but did not fit me at all. Like I liked knitting
what
it
what why didn't it fit you? I don't remember. It was too big?
because it was huge.
Okay. Okay.
The
Because
yarn
we
got
we
much
didn't
bigger.
gauge swatch.
I did, but I didn't wash it,
Right. Right. Okay.
which seems like a rookie mistake. But who washes their gauge swatch really? Like who really really does that? I don't.
N- I don't. I'm sure somebody in the comments is gonna be like, I always wash my gauge swatch. Good for you. I'm usually not having enough yarn as it is, and I'm trying to like utilize every inch of fiber. So
I know. But if you wash
excuse
your
me.
gauge swatch, I appreciate you and I appreciate your attention to detail. I was not that person. And then it all came out wrong. So that's exactly why I should have done it to begin with.
hmm
But
But will you learn from it?
probably not. I'm gonna be honest.
That's what I figured.
But anyways, so I went back to the same baby cocktails is the name of the gal who does sweater patterns. And like I said, I did like how the pattern was written. I liked how she did it. And then I bought the cardigan version
Nice.
because I thought it
Is
was
that
very.
the?
Oops,
Hold on, I'm gonna make you real big for a second. Is that the one that you're gonna make or not? That's not the one.
it's not the one because I
Okay.
bought 3 different patterns. I'm just gonna show off the pictures because I printed them all off because I'm that person. But yeah,
Yeah,
and then Claret was another one, which I thought was very
I
pretty.
do like that one.
But my favorite out of these, which seems to be the oldest pattern and therefore does not have the nicest picture, is
Oh, of
called
course.
Line, which you can barely see, but it is such a pretty cardigan. And I've seen it like around the internet for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was on her page, I'm like, this is where it's from. I want it. So yeah, I have yarn
Cool.
ordered for that, and I'm very excited. And I will hopefully knit myself a nice little cardigan. So yeah,
Hopefully.
that's my news.
All I can see on the screen tonight is how tired I look. I should have put on some makeup or something for you guys. I'm sorry. Remember when we had that one person that always used to tell us to put on lipstick?
I do remember that. Yeah.
I don't know if they're still here. Huh.
Oh, it's weird.
Anyway, we had a commenter for several years that kept telling us to put on lipstick until we finally started wearing the red lipstick during the COVID lockdowns. But, whatever. So anyway, I'm having some peppermint vanilla tea in my lovely infinity mug, which I'm gonna just show off every time I use it because I really like that. So
Well, I
sorry,
have
I'm gonna
some
be a weirdo.
Taco Bell water vintage, so I'm prepared for the evening.
My husband said to me, my husband, he's such a nice guy. My brother's been having car problems, and so my husband got up early because he was on call this weekend for his job. So he had to get up early to do his job, and then he went over and he changed the brakes on my brother's car and changed his oil and did all this stuff. And tonight he's like, "You want Taco Bell or you want Burger King?" Because that's where we were. It was a really long day. It was nobody was home and everything. And I wasn't in the mood for Taco Bell, and I'm usually the one that wants it, so I'm like, yeah, let's not do that because I don't want to waste it. He doesn't usually offer it to me. Anyway, that was a very long story about that. Sorry, friends. Greetings, and tell your parents that Byron and Alfredo the cat say hello. Happy birthday to Dad.
Oh, hi, Byron.
Okay.
Alfredo the cat is a little black kitten who was, well, I'm sure he's a full-grown cat now. But once upon a time, he was a spunky little guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll tell them. Thank you.
They shut down all the Burger Kings in California. I would be sad. We don't eat a ton of fast food, but that is one that like doesn't break the bank for a family of four, which is you can't really eat anywhere anymore with 4 people, especially because one of my kids is almost off the kid menu. It's a very sad day. But I was going to talk about these things. So I was talking about the Revolution yarn on the picture, right? And it's very, very pretty yarn. And everybody's talking about like, oh, I'm going to count my stash, or I'm going to do a no buy year, or I'm going to. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to try to knit with my nice yarn because I have a tendency to hoard the stuff I really like. So, like, I think I showed this off last week because I still have to write out the pattern, but it's cashmere silk, and this is mohair and merino. No, yes, mohair and merino. And it is so soft and fluffy. And, like, normally I would save it, but, like, why? Why am I saving it? To sit on my shelf? Yeah, my shelf looks pretty, but it yeah. So this it has to be done by tomorrow. So obviously it's only 3 inches tall.
Of course.
Um, I
Ooh,
don't know where this yarn is from. It's a hand dyed. I think I picked it up secondhand. So it's got like the bright blue, and then this is like a Kelly green, and then there's like a little aqua, and then there's a purple. And like my niece needed a hat. I always give her a hat for Christmas, and I forgot. Um, and I'm like, but she loves the color green, and I'm like, this is fun. It's green. But it's not because I usually try to keep it in the in her colors. And like normally I'd be like, oh, but that's such nice hand dyed yarn, and I'm like, but why? She'll wear the hat. Like I
Mhm.
might as well just knit it. And so I think more than anything, that's going to try to be my goal for this year is like, I have these one-off skeins that I've gotten from Chicken Lady that I look at all the time. They're so pretty. I still have not used my shark yarn from Mystery Mouse because I love it so much. And I'm like, but why? So I'm trying to, like, yes, I still want it to be a great project. I don't just want to make it into something that, like, one of my kids is going to wear for 3 outings and then forget that it exists. And, but yeah, I'm going to try to knit the good yarn this year.
Yeah,
So
totally. And
that's my
like,
story.
no, those, no, that pair of gloves that I knit up with
Mhm.
the Chicken Lady yarn and worsted, those were so squishy. They were so squishy the whole time. I'm like, this is nice. I love this. And then I think it was Skeins. I forget what the name of it was, but it was some of the milled in New Zealand stuff.
Mhm.
And so nice. I was like, this is just a beautiful project to use. And isn't that the point of having knitting as a hobby, anyways? So it's like, oh,
Yeah,
I enjoy every part of this.
but like I've never been big into mohair, but this is so soft. Like if I'm going to make something for a baby or one of my kids or something, like it's so soft and it's so cute and it's got, you can't see it because my lighting is just shit tonight because I'm not in the right spot, but it's got like the little halo of fluffiness. Like, yeah. So I'm trying to be better about that. I tell my grandma, life is a special occasion.
Mhm.
So there you go. It is true. And what's going to happen? It's going to all sit there and it's all going to be beautiful, and I'm not going to use it. And then what? That's sad. So
Yeah,
there you go. So that's my story about that.
there you go. And
It has
also,
been.
I know that everyone's saying, like, oh, I'm counting my stash and I don't want to buy stuff. And Lynn's like, whoa, man, I'm making a lot of yarn. I'm like, I think it's going to be all right. I think Lynn is going to tempt anyone out of their stash down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for not overdoing,
Right.
right? Like I talk you off the ledge the other day, or did you buy all the yarn?
No, no, no. I was good. I was because with those three sweater patterns, I'm like, so I'm thinking of buying yarn for all of this. And DK's like, why don't you just buy one? Because do I have other sweaters that I've already bought the yarn for and are sitting there in yarn form and not in sweater form? Absolutely, I do.
I
I
do.
do it. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
should I just, knit those sweaters? Yes, I should also do that. I understand.
Yeah.
But it's like, I know I want to knit one of these new sweaters, and they're
Hmm.
also worsted weight yarn sweaters. So, they'll go a little faster than a couple of other things I've been doing.
Yeah.
Um,
But so Anne and I were texting, and she sent me the colors and she sent me the pattern pictures, and she's like, "Look at these. I want to do these." And I'm like, "Cool." And she's like, "I want to buy the yarn for all of them." And I'm like, "But do you need to?" She's
like,
like, "Well, no."
which is completely wise. And also, of the three colors, one of them, like, they were all great colors, but one of them I was really in love with. So I'm like, yeah, do the one I'm
Hmm.
actually in love with. And if something else comes along in another thing, and I'm like, no, wait, I can use it for that pattern still. Got it.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Exactly. And that was the thought. Like, because you can't knit 3 sweaters at once. So, and you and I are similar when it comes to some stuff. Like, oh, I'm super excited about this project. I'm gonna do it, and then like a third of the way into it, you're like, all right. So
And
yeah.
yeah, and also, Neil, for some upcoming issues of Blocked, he worked out the chart for this. It was a vintage sweater pattern with skulls all over it, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It's like you should knit it for the test. I'm like, maybe yes. So that could derail me completely.
And that's totally valid because that happens a lot.
Yeah,
I'm just
looking.
trying to knit every day because I haven't done just a few stitches. But sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's all good. No, I was. Yeah, I'm just. It is very. It would be like three skulls across with you have your skull and then you have your bones and then you have another skull. So it's like an argyle of skull and bone crossbones. And I'm like, that would be pretty cool. And I have knit a lot of different skulls in my day, which is very odd for someone who doesn't like if you're like, oh, you want a skull t-shirt? I'm like, no, not really. Unless it's like a Punisher one. No, I'm really not interested. And
Hmm.
yet I've knit a lot of skulls. It's what
It's what the people want.
I know. It's what the people want, and I listen to the people. And by people,
Yeah,
I also mean me because it makes me laugh. But
yeah. Fancy Fiber Forums here for the first time. Hey, thanks for
yay!
joining us.
Great to see you.
Yep. Zen Yarn Garden went out of business. I missed that. All the
Oh,
yarns 60% off, she says. I used to love their yarn way
wow.
back in the day before I knew Chicken Lady.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I found out there's a yarn store in another town over, and I only get over there pretty rarely. And then I found out, like, oh yeah, they went out of business. I'm like, what? And it's like, no, that was a while ago. I'm like, also what? Why didn't I know this?
Yeah,
What was the place that I got all of those Dale of Norway sweater
I
patterns?
remember that. Yeah.
So I'm like, what if there were more of those sitting on a shelf somewhere and I did not get them? That would be tragic, even though I
It would
haven't
be.
did any of them yet. But I
Right.
love
And
each
that's
and
why we
every one.
didn't buy 3 sweaters worth of yarn the other day because we all have great big plans and it doesn't always work out.
Big old aspirations. I know. I know.
Yeah. So I don't know what's been happening with the news.
Well,
My podcasts were on hiatus this week, which left me a little bit in the dark and I still didn't know what day of the week it was this whole week. Like I tried really hard. I think maybe I was supposed to work on Thursday, but I didn't go. The guy won't be mad though. I'll call him because we never picked a real day, so it's just a misunderstanding. I didn't realize it though until after Thursday was over because I didn't know it was Thursday. So my bad. So anyway,
that's
that's
all
where
right.
I've been. Were you
So
in the coma too? Did you know what was happening?
I was a little bit in the coma.
Good.
I realized for work the other day that I actually showed up an hour early and nobody called me on it like the whole day.
Wow.
I misread the schedule. I was there and I'm like it was only until I got home that looked at him like, hang on, this I'm sorry.
But
But
then on the upside, you worked an extra hour.
I know, except for the fact that I worked an extra hour. What am I doing here? Got
But
places to
but they give you cash money.
They do give me cash money. And it wasn't as if I
So
wasn't working the whole time while I was there.
yeah.
But still.
So okay. So what did you learn about this week?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I should continue on a little bit from the Elon Musk H-1B visa thing that we talked about
I feel
last
like
week.
we didn't get through all of that, or maybe I missed it because of my internet. That could be it.
Well, no, just that talk, the visas and Elon Musk saying he will fight to his last drop of blood. And we're like, no, and it was a lot of stupidity. It was a lot of
Hmm.
stupidity. And then, switching his name to Kekis Maximus. I'm like, yeah, that will deflect some heat until Tesla blew up. which means that he had to be the face of Tesla Motors and had to switch back to being Elon Musk. But yeah, there was, in this week, we had the terrorist attack in New
Yep.
Orleans,
Yep.
which was, pretty shocking.
Horrifying.
Yep.
And then we have the one in Vegas.
Right.
And they are not related, but I find it odd that they both got their cars from the same place and they both did kind of the same thing and they were both at the same place at the same time, as in a military base, but not related.
Right. I know that the guy who blew up the Tesla, that there was some kind of like the guy who the second attempted assassination of Trump, where it's, and again, who knows how much of this is really reliable at this point. So, big old put the allegedly umbrella over all of this. But
we're just talking out our butts, we don't know anything.
As something. But it's the yeah, he's, this is a big butch conservative guy and he did this, until you look a little back and you're like, yeah, not really. And a lot of, rallying people to fight for Ukraine, which was, again, also a big thing with the second Trump assassination attempt guy, which is kind of a weird kind of a follow through to both of them. But yeah, not a lot of sure information. The New Orleans guy seemed to know about what, bollards and barriers would be up or not at the time. So yeah, and had to be cleaned up real fast for football, which, but anyways.
Yeah. Hallowed Angel said that somebody drove into a mall where she is, but they weren't sure if it was on purpose or not. So. Claudia says that, thousands of people have been through that base, hundreds of people rent cars from that company. 2 people is merely a statistical anomaly, in my opinion. That's true. I'm just saying that it's this, I don't know, it happening like at the same time or similar times and stuff. I don't know. It just seems odd to me, but that's okay.
Right.
Might be nothing.
Yeah, because there are a lot of little a lot of little tragedies and things that happen across the country that doesn't necessarily hit national news. So it's like all these bad things are happening, but it's like, is there an acceleration of things? Which, I mean, there's these 2 attacks in particular sound like people trying to make something, but it's like, is it that as much as it's the media saying and all these terrible things are happening?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it could just be the way it's reported. Everybody in the comments is saying that Timothy McVeigh went through there too. So. Oh, Kendra wants to know. Well, she wants to know for Marshawn's going to try to send Trump to jail. That I have thoughts about that. I have heard about that. But what else do you want to talk about with the New Year's Eve thing? Did you have more to say about it, or am I too distracted? I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, what do you think about that judge and the Trump thing? He's going to sentence him on January 10th. Like, for real?
Wow. No.
Well?
No, I was going to say with January 6th, not just Epiphany anymore. That people are saying that, it's like, they shouldn't certify the votes. They shouldn't do this. It's like, well, let's all hang out a second and hope that no shenanigans happen. But also, it's like, they've already said, they're like, we're not doing charges. We're not playing this game. If
Mhm.
this judge says, no, we are, okay, buddy, let's see how far that stands.
Yeah.
Southern Belle says the sentencing will be virtual. Well, Revolution won't be televised. Like, what are we gonna do here? Like, really? Are you gonna?
I just I don't know. Look, I know I'm biased. I have certain beliefs that I believe, things I believe, right? Because it's just how I am. But how can you look at a whole thing with the guy that gave money to Joe Biden and gave money to some other things that he's not supposed to? You're not supposed to give money to anybody when you're a judge. Like, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be biased towards anything. How can people look at this and be like, "Oh yeah, this is good"? Like, if it was a Republican doing it, I would still be saying no. No, they shouldn't be doing that. That's not neutral.
Well,
Like,
yeah, well, Biden giving out medals at the end of his presidency, sincerely, and I don't know what the end result of this is, but it just reminds me of the parable where I don't the parable of the unjust steward when Jesus is talking about this guy and he's a steward and his boss says, "Hey, your books are not clean. So you better bring those books in and I'm going to look them over." And he says, "Oh crap, I'm going to lose my job here." And it's like, I don't want to beg and I don't want to dig ditches. So he calls in all of the people who owe the landowner money. And all the people come into his office and he's like, "Hey, how much do you owe my master?" And he says, "This much wheat." Like 100 things of wheat. He's like, "Give me the receipt and write 50." And he passes it back. And he does it with everybody. So they seem to owe the guy less money. And the guy does this to buy favor and then live at the houses of everybody else once he will lose his job. And part of the parable is that, the unjust children of men are sometimes wiser than the children of God. Um, but anyways, that just reminds me of Joe Biden at the end of his presidency, that he's just buying favor with everybody on the way out. I'm like, why? What could you possibly gain from this at this point? But he's doing it. That he's like, "Yeah, we're going to give awards to everybody. We're going to give it to Bill Nye, the science guy, the guy without an actual scientific degree, that he's been full of it for years. We're going to give it to him, and we're going to give it to George Soros, billions of dollars, and all he gets is a necklace," as Mr. Razorfist said on Twitter. Like, you have all of these different people, Denzel Washington, because we always need an actual cool guy in the room, and just why? And
mhm.
it's just a sham and a crock, and it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he gave one to Liz Cheney for not being beholden to party lines or something like that. Like, that woman
Yeah, and
proved
for
how
Hillary
trashy she
Clinton
was.
for drawing all the party lines and a few other things too.
Like, I don't know. Everybody's like, "Oh, it can't come fast enough," and it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous, but
Well, and it's
I
with
don't know.
the acceleration, or perhaps a perceived acceleration, but the kind of acceleration of these terrorist attacks. It's like, okay, who would be freaking out if with Trump coming into power? Okay.
Mhm.
So you have people who think that Trump is literally Hitler. They would be freaking out. We have all these
Yep.
people saying that Trump wants to outlaw my existence, which is crazy, but people believe that
People
stuff.
people truly believe it, but
No, my Pinterest feed, okay, super lefty. Pinterest is a very lefty place, but also,
okay.
I got the Tumblr girl algorithm going. Okay, the people who are like, I gotta live underground and fight for the man because people literally want me dead. I'm like, that is called paranoia. And that can be a psychological condition. And maybe, you should talk. Well, I wouldn't say talk to your therapist because you probably already are. Maybe a different therapist. Maybe something. But also the worship of Luigi, what's his name? I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah, that's
they
so
are
messed up.
fomenting violence on the Pinterest. What's going on here? I
Yeah.
was looking for decorative, brass doorknobs and a nice tweed suit coat, and that is not what I found. I found violence. What's going on?
It's messed up. I don't know what's going on. But I don't know. I just feel like everything is like backwards. Like all the people he gave the medals to, like it doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah,
And
the
like you said,
party
the
with
whole Luigi thing, like that guy, I don't care who he is. I don't care how adorable y'all think his face is. Like he shot somebody in cold blood.
yeah.
I don't care if he's a supermodel. I don't care if he's no,
Yeah,
no,
and
thank
people
you.
comparing him to Kyle Rittenhouse as if he's going to get off. I'm like,
Yeah,
they're like, oh, well, he did a just
no.
thing. I'm like, he did not do a just thing. He killed a man in cold blood. And you have Kyle Rittenhouse, who's like, it was self-defense from people who said they were going to kill him after he was at a riot, after he was chasing a burning trash can that was moving towards a gas station with a fire extinguisher, which is on tape. It's not just on tape, it's on tape from multiple angles, which was all in the trial.
Mhm.
Uh,
Man, I don't know. I just feel like everything is like backwards. And the fact that other people don't see it, I feel I don't know, don't you feel like sometimes like are we missing something? Like
well,
how is everybody just going along with all of this? Because I feel like maybe I don't know.
I
I don't
felt
know,
a
man.
bit like that this week. And Elon Musk, post H-1B visa, the first thing that he says is like, "Oh, we should promote positive content," which is what well, not just man, every person says after they've created a big problem and it was their fault. We should just talk positively. Let's just think happy thoughts. And
Mhm.
it's a combination of, oh, we should have positive stuff be promoted on our algorithm. And by the way, all this huge report from the euphemi euphemize, that's not the term. I'm slightly wrong. The euphemism? How
Mhm.
do you do it? That's right.
Euphemism? Yeah.
Euphemism of quote Asian grooming gangs. And it in England, another report came out. And
Mhm.
the amount of people who had never heard of these atrocities happening in England have happened for 40 years. There is estimated count of 250,000 victims.
That's
And
insane.
these reports are coming out. It is long-term horrific abuse, detailed out, and people, apparently a lot of people are hearing about this for the first time. And again, I'm glad that people are hearing about this and being outraged about this. That's great. But I'm also really surprised at how many people had never heard about this, you know?
Mhm. I
Like,
mean, I hadn't heard about it until you told me, so I'm assuming there's a lot of other people in that same boat. I'm sure a
mm,
lot of our viewers didn't know about it until you started talking about it, because
I
that's
mean,
something you've talked about a lot. Um, Neil said something about Keir Starmer, who's currently their prime minister, that
mhm,
he was like the legal guy who didn't go after any of these
he
people
was.
for a
He
long
was.
time. I mean,
Yes.
allegedly, but obviously,
No,
um,
totally. He is so dirty. And yeah, well, it's like, how long have I known about this? I don't know. Since I was old enough to know about such things. I couldn't have learned about it earlier because my parents would be like, look, kid, you shouldn't know.
yeah. One of my kids is getting to that age. They're like, "What
Yeah,
are you guys talking about?" And I'm like, "Dude, don't worry about it.
yeah.
Like, I know you want to know, but it's all right. Like, just be ignorant for a couple more years. Like, it's fine.
Like, you should.
You'll know soon enough. You don't need to."
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm sorry, I knew about the UN police abuse of children in elementary school. I don't know how that one slipped past my parents faster than the, Rotterdam guys, but
I don't know about that either.
oh, oh,
I you know, I know that I'm deplorable knitter and I know we have a political show, but honestly, I've always been conservative, but I was never political. I was never that political until just a few years ago. So I missed a lot of stuff.
yeah. I mean,
Just is what it is.
it's not nice things to know. But also, when everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's the UN," I'm like, "Yeah, the UN, whose police officers will tempt third world children with candy and then abuse them." Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Where are they
And
doing that?
oh,
Here?
no,
In other
well,
countries?
in other countries, but this was years ago. But also, it's they don't prosecute them. They send the people in the UN police. They will be like, "Oh, well, I guess you're accused of misconduct, so we're going to send you back to your country," where they're often like not prosecuted at all, and they're just like, "Oh, well, I guess you're home now."
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
anyways, yeah, there's been many a report about abuse of UN police.
Interesting. I
Anyways,
I don't know how I missed. You know, now that you're saying it though, it does sound vaguely familiar.
I think I've talked about this on the show before.
That
Pretty
that
sure
doesn't
because
mean I remember it, Anne.
I know. We talked about a lot of things on
I
a lot
mean,
of
we've
shows,
done a couple
but
hundred episodes, so
right,
it's all right.
but yeah, there was another resurgence of that in the news, and I think we talked about it then. But yeah, well, but with the you know, quote Asian grooming gangs. It's not Asians, it's not Koreans, it's not Chinese, it's Pakistani, okay? Predominantly Pakistani. All right? And they're
Yeah,
abusing young girls around England. It's
a
awful.
lot of them.
A
Nobody
lot. And
cares,
I
and
know,
it's
and
vile.
I know. And Samantha Smith, who was on Mark Stein's show, and has heard such things like, okay, you begun to be abused at 5 years old, and a police officer asked her what she did to provoke it. Okay, it was from
I'm
that
sorry, at 5
at
years old, no. Nope.
at 5. Yeah, like this is awful. And okay, and again, I'm very glad that people are hearing about it and are outraged about this. But every couple of years, it becomes the big news story, and then everyone goes, and they move on. This needs to stop.
Mhm. Man.
Iris says that the number is that's 1 in 6 girls in England.
That's insane. That's
Yeah, and okay, it's predominantly English girls, of course, but Sikh girls too. There's a specific Sikh group because Sikhs and Pakistanis don't get along very well. I'm just saying.
okay.
But,
That's interesting.
but
Tara, I want you to tell me what organizations are headquartered in Brussels. She said that there's a lot of PDFs in Brussels. So,
that would be the EU.
well, what else is there? It sounds like more than one, so I'm curious.
Right.
So, well, this took a dark turn.
I know. I'm sorry.
The EU and NATO. All right, you got 1 out of 2. There you go. Man, I I just don't know how people could. I mean, they're little girls. They're little girls.
Mhm.
Like, where are the people protecting them? It
Well,
doesn't.
there have been some dads that stood up to this and were then prosecuted also.
Yeah, it's
And that is also one of the main things that Tommy Robinson is in trouble for as well.
what, standing up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. They've been putting the dads in jail. Yeah. Well, we want chaos and we don't want families with dads that are going to stand up for their people. And, dude, somebody did anything to my kids, my husband would, yeah, he would be in jail because that would not fly. How sad. Oh, I'm depressed now, Anne.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's okay. My knitting is going well, though.
Hey.
Would you like to look at it again? This is like a waffle stitch or a broken rib or something here.
Mhm.
And it kind of looks weird on screen, but it's kind of cute in person. It's kind of busy, but I don't know. She's 11. I don't think she'll care. It's
Oh,
happy,
cute.
colorful. I don't know. I might hate it. I might take it out later. We'll say. Tara says her husband would also be in jail. Yes, I think that most dads who are good, loving dads would be doing something about it, doing whatever they could. Because, yeah, how sad. My husband and I were just talking about it today, how, like I said, we got the one kid that's kind of starting to be like, hey, what are you guys talking about? What's going on? What's on the news? And we're like, you know what? Seriously, just go be a kid. You've got like a couple of more years of like complete innocence and bliss, and then you're gonna have to start knowing stuff. Like just go. And it's not because we don't want to be around them. It's because we just I want them to be babies forever. There'd definitely be some moms in jail too. Well, yeah, except somebody's got to stay with the kids. So, you know, it's I'm not going there. So anyway, depends on what happens. um,
Uh,
but
anyways,
is
sorry.
is there other news? We're gonna get off in like 5 or 10 minutes, and is there
I
anything
know.
that's not that horrible, or is it all
Not
just pretty terrible?
not that horrible. Well, Trump's gonna still be in office soon.
Yep, yep.
So that's
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 always a
pretty
bonus.
very, very pro that.
Yep.
Uh
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason they want to take our guns. Just
see.
saying, yo. Um, so I'm up. I'm usually in bed by now, as most people know, right?
Mm.
I'm up almost an hour later than I normally would be. I am starving. I am never up this late. I am starving. Sorry. I just figured we could change the topic. So let me go have a snack.
Yeah.
Something delicious. I'm
Mm.
all out of Christmas cookies, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Bummer.
Ooh, but my friend made um, chocolate rum cake, so I think I'll be fine.
Well,
Oh man.
I still have to send you your Christmas gift
Yeah, I haven't sent you yours either.
along with the calendar.
Yeah, I get one. I haven't gotten mine yet. The girls could talk about your 2025 goals more. I don't have any goals. I don't I don't I don't do resolutions as far as knitting
See?
goes. I just want to be consistent and use my good yarn.
Yeah, which is a good goal.
And I would like to walk more this year because now that I've been working with the doctor to get my hormones balanced out, I've been losing weight. So I think if I start walking, I might actually lose some actual weight, which would be super fun. Pretty
Nice.
stoked about that. But that's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
See,
What about you, man? You got
see,
goals? What are you gonna do with your overly concerned planner?
I don't know. I haven't filled out my overly concerned plan. I was just gonna say, see, Cassie, she is like on it. She is like podcast, talk about your goals. It's the new year. That's what everyone is doing. And see, that is something that I'm like, woo, like total.
Yeah. No,
See, like
we got
she's
other things.
no,
I,
I haven't filled out my overly concerned planner yet. And it's something I love to do. It's like a ritual of the new year. You got to get in all the little birthdays and everything else. You got to do that. Texas Sheep
mm-hmm.
Lady says use the best stuff, y'all. It's a great thing. But yeah,
Yep.
I mean last year I started with the no, I'm gonna, actually knit the things that I like. And I'm like, well, I'm going to
Ooh,
actually knit the things I like. Yeah.
Chicken Lady's got her knit 25 and 25 thing going on, and it's not anything you have to do. It's like you get to fill in your projects and make what you want to. And I
Yeah.
don't know the whole guidelines. I don't know if there's something about. if it can be started or what. I don't know the whole deal, but
Right.
yeah. Christine says that her goal is to overcome second sock syndrome.
That's a
I have
great
to
goal.
I have to overcome first sock syndrome. There's one at the end of my bed that I walk past every day that like needs toes, but now that I've waited so long, I have to make the foot bigger because it's for my kid. And so now it's, you know,
Mm.
you just have to finish it in 25. See, there you go.
Perfect.
So
And
Chicken Lady's got a thing that you can do with it.
yeah, so for every project you finish, plug it into the 25 grid, and then every one of those you finished, you're entered for a giveaway for the year, which is awesome.
Cool. Who doesn't love
So you can
that?
finish multiple if you're like really prolific.
Yeah.
And it's also good because, all right, again, other knitting podcasters, which is, I'm not very good at the knitting podcaster specific things.
Anne, I don't think of us as podcasters. We're just, I don't know.
We're just really good friends.
Well, I I mean in the sense of the knitting world because we aren't doing a podcast like everybody else where they're like, "Oh, hey, here's my knit and this is what I'm going to do and this is the pattern." We like have other topics we're talking about, you know what I mean?
And it's like
So,
we spend a lot of our, what gauge and weight of yarn and everything else, spending talking about Asian grooming gangs. So hope you're glad to.
hey, but I forgot. I forgot I have a different project I've been working on.
Mhm.
Ready?
Yes.
Ready, ready?
Ready?
It's
Ooh.
it's it's brioche. Let me tell you. I know me. And I probably won't do much brioche because it took me so long to knit this much. And we all know that I don't have a lot of patience and I don't have a lot of like, oh, hey, I'm going to work on this project and finger and weight yarn because no, it's too slow. I don't have time for this. So I'm going to make this because it's beautiful. And this is another example of this is some yarn I got from Yarn Cafe Creations. It's a really pretty gray with like brown and blue speckles on it, which is why I put it with the blue because and yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's lovely.
I'm using the good yarn, right? So
Yeah. No, it's very
anyway,
pretty. I love how brioche feels, but
hmm
it's one of those knitting disciplines where you have to knit every row twice.
yeah,
Like,
that's why I'm not a fan of it. And
like
let's
mosaic
see.
versus stranded. But,
See, Cassie says she likes that we don't follow the knitting podcaster formula because it's boring.
I mean,
I like crafts and politics, so this is my jam.
I like, okay, not, I don't have a huge list of knitting podcasts that I listen to, but I mean, I do listen to them because I also
hmm
have knitting podcasts. Oh, but I was going to say that a lot of knitting podcasters have what they finished in a year, which is
hmm
fantastic. I don't have a clue. If you were like, Anne, you must list everything you made, I would have the hardest time to do it. Like, I know I
Yeah,
should like write it down like in a specific place. I mean, I could go through like my Instagram perhaps and, see stuff there, but even then I
but you
don't.
forget, dude. I haven't used my Instagram in like 2 months. I don't know what is going on. I got to get back and I got to get my life together.
But
Um,
anyways, that all that to say that Lynn's make 25 and 25 is great. It's great for finishing projects.
yeah,
You can use it for knit long and prosper, and you can double up, man. You can double up for a million.
Tara's Tara's choosing violence tonight. No, thank you. There will be no spreadsheets here. And
Did
my
I?
computer's still broken, so no.
Probably not. I
Taking the
mean,
battery out didn't fix it.
uh, but I
No.
did send. I got a laptop recommendation that I sent on to you. I don't know if that's useful, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
a laptop recommendation that I sent to you. There was a link. I don't know.
Yes, I saw it. I will look at it. I think it's
Okay.
outside of my budget, but I'll see.
Okay.
Because really, we'll talk. Um,
Right.
what isn't it 25 for 25? Chicken Lady's doing it. She just wants you to finish projects. Just like fun little, you can win things, probably.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
is. there's like sizable prizes that she's doing for it's a whole year knit along thing.
Hmm. Cassie says if you use the grid, then you'll be able to keep
Then
track
I'll know.
of the stuff, which would be
Exactly.
nice. But this is the thing, me and my ADHD brain, I will forget that I'm filling out the grid, and it will go for many months, and then it will come out at some point, and it will have, 6 or 7 things written on it, and then the rest of it will be blank because that's how I roll. So,
But see, you need to mentally connect grid, chicken lady. Just whenever you think of chicken lady, you think about the grid. And if you think about the grid, you're like, yeah, I should put stuff on the grid. There you
I'm
go.
out of sight, out of mind. I won't think about Chicken Lady or the grid if I'm not looking at her yarn. So it's kind of a
You tack it up right next to the yarn.
don't you get the blindness where you don't see stuff once it's been up for a
No,
while?
no, I totally
You
get that
don't?
too.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
I'm like, what? No, I, that's why I have many stacks of things. And it's like, I swear I'm not a hoarder. I'm just trying not to forget all these projects.
Hmm.
That's why they're
No,
out. I'll put them away so it's nice.
no, I get it. That's how I am.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I don't think. Do you have any big knitting goals? Did you say? Not
Um,
really.
I mean, I would general goals, kind of like I too want to use the good yarn and all the things. There is a cowl thing for Neil. I have to figure if anyone knows when the deadline for that is. I'm probably screwed Magood on that one. But
Don't know
yeah,
anything about it.
I had an idea for that one. I
Oh
hope
wait, I
there's
did know about that. I totally forgot. See, I said out of mind. Totally
I'd
forgot
like to
about it.
apologize to Neil personally, and I'm sorry, but he is doing a podcast with Tabitha on a separate
Mhm.
channel
Mhm.
called Nittler and Traditha, so that should be a lot of fun. I always love
Yeah.
seeing them live stream together. They're always hilarious.
Yep. That's cool. So yeah, it's late. I'm gonna go eat a snack because apparently, if you stay up past 10, it means you get another meal. So this should not become a habit since part of my goal is to lose a little bit of weight. But hey, I guess not today. Um, but in the comments, tell us what your New Year's goal is, what you want to work on. If there's a project you want to try, let us know because your comment, even though we didn't show off a Chicken Lady yarn that we're giving away, we are giving one away.
We are.
It's a surprise. So comment so that you can be entered to maybe win. Tell us what you want to do. And make sure you check out chickenladyfiberarts.com. Use the code PIK Benedict. Nope, no 20.
No
PIK
20,
Benedict. And this year she has changed it. You have to spend at least $50 for the code to work.
mhm.
Okay? So that's
Which
two
I
cents.
mean, is that
I mean,
hard? Not really, but it's with
no.
a discount, so you get
Yeah.
more.
I mean, once you figure in shipping, I always end up buying more than one anyway because the shipping generally doesn't change. So if I'm gonna pay shipping, I might as well, make it worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Mhm. Oh, but where do you
uh,
get the grid from? That is on Chicken Lady's Instagram, and it's probably on her own website too.
yeah, it's on chickenladyfiberarts.com. And Anne and I totally suck at promoting ourselves, but if you go to our politically incorrect knitters printify, you can get politically incorrect knitters merchandise. We have the Knit Long and Prosper knit along. We have a lunch bag.
We
We have a
do.
tote bag. We have a shirt.
I
We have a
love the lunch
sweatshirt.
bag.
Did we make that one a sweatshirt? I think we did.
We have a sweatshirt now, which is
Yeah, yeah.
great. I
We
love
have a
sweatshirts.
PIK sweatshirt. I kind of want to buy the pink one. And I'm not really a pink person, but as I'm wearing a pink sweatshirt right now, but
Yeah, you're wearing a pink sweatshirt right now, so maybe you should get a sweatshirt of yourself. That'd be pretty good.
PIK sweatshirt. I'm actually thinking about m- modifying mine and putting my deplorable knitter logo on the back of it or something
Okay.
because I can. It's my shop. I can do it if I want to.
But yeah. Oh, there's also
Oh,
puritanical
shot
knitting
glasses
fun one. Shot glasses are fun.
and tank
We
tops.
do
Yeah,
have mugs right now, the 15-ounce mugs.
yes, yes. We have mugs. We have a lot of things. It's Politically Incorrect Knitters. It's in the description. I put it in there. Maybe it's in. I thought I had it in here, but something happened. They changed how my things work in my. Ah, this isn't it. Okay. But we have them. We have them. It's in the description. I put it in there. Cassie, I know you asked for tank tops. I will make some. She lives in a hot place, so I know some other people do too. So I will see what I can do with that. But yeah. So check it out because it's fun, and Anne and I had better get some too since we're telling you all to get some. It's kind of a thing.
Oh,
Can I come in black too? I'll give you several options. Don't worry. No stress.
And we have done expanded sizes too. I know that some people wanted that. Lots of
some of
colors.
the ladies' cuts don't come in as many sizes, but we do also have unisex cuts that come all the way up to 5X. So hopefully it'll work. Yeah, but we've been listening, and the Knit Long and Prosper lunch bag. I mean,
so cool.
if you carry your lunch to work, or even if you don't, it's still fine. So it's worth it.
It's Spaceballs the lunchbox. Okay, you want a Knit Long and Prosper lunch bag.
Yeah. Southern Belle, I understand. This cup here holds 2 cups of water. It's a lot of drink. That's more than 15 ounces, but it's more than. But they don't offer it on Printify, so I'm sorry. Maybe they do. I think that they're expensive though. That might be why we don't have them because we're trying to make
it's pretty reasonable. Decent. Yeah, that some things get kind of crazy, but 15 ounces is a pretty decent size.
Yeah, it is almost 2 cups. This one holds more than 2 cups because I use a big glass measuring cup and it fills it up and it's fabulous. Just saying. Yeah. But check it out. We got stuff going on.
Yep. Knitting Wars.
PIK Benedict. Oh yeah, we have Knitting Wars. Dude, I almost forgot we were doing this tonight. You'll have to remind me that we're doing it on Tuesday. My whole life has been off kilter. Yeah, so check out our Printify. Check out Chicken Lady. Use the code PIK Benedict for 20% off of your purchase of $50 or more. And if you were one of the winners, make sure you contact us at politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com.
There we go.
What time is Knitting Wars? Knitting Wars starts at 6 Eastern. So, and it usually goes until 8 Eastern. So, there you go. No yarn dispenser mod? I don't have anything yet. What? Knitting Wars. Knitting Wars is more or less this, but then we have at least one more person with us, and we don't even necessarily talk knitting. We just talk. And it's sometimes fun, and it's sometimes weird, and sometimes it's political, and sometimes it's really knitting. It just depends. It's kind of a mixed bag. Whoever's there.
Knitting Wars is our. Sorry, no. Knitting Wars is our panel hangout show with other people in our podcast group. And and also we have the people who join us on Knitting Wars do a timed challenge for either knitting or crochet to see how many stitches they can do in a minute.
If they haven't done it before, but we have Carol Brown comes a lot. She is like a writer, and she's like super into comic books. So depending on who's on the panel, it can be a very comic heavy thing. Like it's kind of whatever goes. So
but
it's a variety show.
Yeah. That's sometimes
it's like we should have called it that instead, PIK and Friends. So yeah. So Knitting Wars, it's this coming Tuesday, 6 Eastern. So you guys join us if you can. There's replays are always available. Yeah, my brain's fried, so we're gonna go. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later. Have a good one, guys.
All right. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.